Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It's me, Kay, and I'm here for the rewatch, okay, period. We are doing season 2, episode 5, No More Drama. So this was Black Joy Day. So, some things that I noticed that I didn't necessarily catch the first time that I watched this episode was, and if you hear something in the background, that's my heater. It's chilly in here, okay? One thing that I did notice was I knew that Thea told everybody that her family donated. I know she told everybody that her family donated to the courts at Princeton, but it did not dawn on me that when she sat on the bed and she told her mom the reason why she did it, I could totally relate to that. And the reason being was because growing up with tennis, she was around a lot of girls of other persuasions who came from a wealthy background, and she grew up not having any of that. So in order to fit in, she felt like she had to fabricate some things. I know for myself, when I was in college, I went to a PWI. And my first PWI, I didn't stay at all 4 of my years. I did 2 years, and then I transferred to another school. But at my first PWI, it was a private institution, and it was full of kids of the other persuasion who were wealthy. I mean, their parents were CEOs of companies. They were financial advisors. Like, they came from a very well-to-do background. And I remember this is back when iPhone had just come out. Okay, I'm talking like maybe Generation 1 iPhone, maybe Generation 2. And Blackberries was the thing. And when I first got to college, this is around 2010, like, everybody had a Blackberry. I still had a dumb phone. Like, my first year I had a dumb phone. It wasn't no flip phone, but it was the phone that had the keyboard on it. You know, like how all the phones had keyboards at one time. And I mean, they came to school with like vineyard clothing. Every girl, and when I mean every girl had a Vera Bradley backpack. Okay, every girl had a Vera Bradley backpack. They all had MacBooks. I had a Toshiba. It didn't even have no webcam on it. Like, eventually I had to, like, use my roommate's webcam. Like, everybody wore, like, North Face, Uggs, Columbia. You know, I wasn't working at the time. And my brother was still in school. My brother was still school age. And so my parents had him. And it was just no way, like, with me going to school and I'm already my mama had to pay out of pocket. Like, I had gotten financial assistance, but I still ended up owing money at the end of the semester. So my mama would have to pay out of pocket a little bit. And so it was just no way I was able to afford those brands. Like, before I went to this school, I had gone to black schools, and we all would wear, like, you know, graphic tees. Polo was out, but like, people was going to Marshalls to buy polo. They won't go into the Ralph Lauren section and buy polo. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody was very much so had name brand, to the point where I started paying attention and wanting to look of the sort, like, you know. So I found myself, when I was coming home, I had got a little job, you know, that worked in between, like, breaks when I would come home, or I would leave school some weekends, and I would come home and work just so I could buy, like, Columbia and have me some Uggs. I ended up getting a Droid because, you know, at the time, Droids weren't as expensive as they are now. Droids were, you know, the more affordable phone, and iPhone was still expensive. But, you know, I, like, to the point where I even went, Vera Bradley was expensive. I went to Plato's Closet, and I found me a used Vera Bradley bag, and I had me a Vera Bradley backpack, so I could relate to Thea feeling like that, because, like, I went through something similar, you know, something similar to that. So, that stuck out to me. Another thing that stuck out to me that I really didn't notice the first time was on episode 4 when Simone and Lando had their entanglement. I think when Lando got to the room, he had on all black. So when we get in this episode 5, and Simone like waking him up, telling him to get up, Lando had on a completely different outfit. Like, I realized when Damon had checked Lando and was like, I don't remember you living here. And then Lando was like, I don't remember it being none of your business where I live. Lando had on a whole other outfit. So that lets me know that there was some time, in the universe. Like, there was some time in between that last episode and episode number 5. There was time in between the threat and Black Joy Day. And so I found that interesting because I'm like, okay, Simone, so you just, had your entanglement with Lando and then you continued the entanglement. So then it was the point where she was just like, to the point where Lando felt comfortable enough to be like, oh, well, you don't want nobody to know about us. You don't want nobody to think we in a relationship. Like, he was just like, teasing her or whatever. And then eventually, like, when they got back to school and he saw her on campus, he was like, so what are we doing? Like, are we friends? Like, he was basically like checking the status with Simone, like, what are we doing? And so Simone was just like, we're special friends or whatever she said. And I just thought that was interesting because, what? Really? Also, I noticed this the first episode, but I'm going to say it again. Cam really acted in this episode. He really, like, got in touch. Like, he definitely tugged on the emotions of the audience with his performance. Also, like, it was just the fact that, like, I know that Thea lied, but I didn't realize how many lies she had to tell in order to keep up with the first lie, because Damon ends up saying something to her mama and her mama was like, what? I'm like, Damon, you spilling all Damon, you spilling all the tea right now. You spilling all the tea. What's up? Also, one thing that I've noticed, and this probably was the biggest thing last episode, because I think I forgot to mention it in my rewatch for episode 4. But in the rewatch in episode 4, Thea had that mark on her arm, that bruise, and Damon asked her about it, and she lied and said she had some kind of reaction to her cream. Obviously, like, looking back on it, I noticed it the first time, but never would I have thought that Thea would have started taking cortisone shots. So that lets me know, because in episode 5, Thea got cleared to play after in the episode before she had just said because she started in episode 4, she did that tennis match with Simone, right? And remember, she had re-injured her shoulder, and Coach Hines had her go to the sports med therapist, whatever. They put Thea back in the sling, saying, girl, you have built up your inflammation back up in your arm, and it's probably going to be another 6 weeks before you're able to clear. So I know for a fact that it probably had not been 6 weeks in between episode 4 and 5. It might have just been a week. It might have been 2 weeks top. But it won't no 6 weeks in between the threat and Black Joy Day. Because, like, Auntie even said on an episode that she had been on the phone since the threat, trying to organize stuff, like organize mental health, like activities and specialists and all this stuff, getting funds for mental health so she can have this stuff on campus for the students. So seeing that mark on Thea's arm and then Thea getting cleared to play this episode lets me know that when we found out Thea was taking cortisone shots, Thea had been taking a series of cortisone shots. And that just further like confirms to me that Rome is a slime bucket, because he, in that last episode when Simone was picking up the balls off the court, he told Simone that he was injured, but now he was cleared to play and he was back playing tennis this season at Brixton. So I'm like, he the one who was giving Thea the cortisone shots anyway. So he took all them cortisone shots to basically help speed up his recovery from his injury. And so now I'm like, here Thea go again, lying to Damon, because she already had kind of omitted the truth about knowing about Simone and Jordan. And now here she is admitting the truth again about her arm, saying that, But again, that just gets into the psyche of like sports psychology. When you get into the mind of an athlete, when an athlete goes through something traumatic during their sports career, it comes to the point all again of like how you should take care of your body, because if you don't take care of your body, then you cannot perform at your highest level. So trying to get back to the highest level after you already injured yourself, instead of giving yourself time to heal, we're rushing the healing process with cortisone shots so that she could get cleared to play. And then, I don't even know, I think Thea, after that, Thea might have, I'm trying to remember if Thea competed. I know she competed in that doubles match with Simone, but I don't remember if Thea competed in any other matches outside of that. And then she ends up going pro. So it was just something I noticed. I'm just like, now she got the cortisone shot in episode 4. Damon calls her out about the mark on her arm. And then in episode 5, she cleared to regular play, full out play, because she don't got no pain. Of course you're not going to have no pain, Thea. You got a cortisone shot, girl. But anyway, was there something in episode 5 that you noticed that you didn't see the first time? Because I think those are just a few things that I saw. But if not, if you do, feel free to leave me a comment down below, and we can talk about it down in the comments. But stay tuned, because we almost halfway through the season, y'all. I'm finna be on episode 6. So like, comment, subscribe. I'll be back in a few with episode 6.